Welcome to our next update. In the last video we showed you the progress we have made in the hill ruins, a massive before and after. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. In this video we show you how we clear an overgrown 200-year-old village. We even found a building under brambles. This place is historic and breathtakingly magical. In this episode we will wake up a huge family house, an old distillery, a small watermill and barns from their decades-long sleep. So let's go! You can only get into the village on foot through an overgrown archway. This is where we started our work. Once again, the whole family was there. Grandma was as motivated as always. She cleared the ivy from the archway.
In the meanwhile, Anke and Roland cleared the entrance area, which was full of figs and brambles. They even freed the walls from the ivy. You can even see the entrance to the big family house on the right.
Sehr schön.
Be careful with figs. Their white juice burns the skin and leaves red marks everywhere. But they really did a great job, didn't they? Now it's time for a break. We had a buffet from the trunk.
Der möchte das dann essen, das Veggie. Oh, der hat einen richtigen, du hast richtig einen starken abgekriegt. Ich weiß nicht, wer dir geredet hat, ne? Oh, was ist denn mit euch los? So, ach, kannst du halt Urlaub machen, ja, und jetzt...
Ja, bis nach vorne. Ob hier reingeht. So, rein.
But now, let's fight that damn brambles. At first I shredded the colored figs from the entrance area and then made my way through the path to the terraces.
Here the entrance area continues along the family house as a kind of a brick path, similar to a corridor to the garden. The corridor opens up to two terraces on the right, as you can see here. Old fruit trees stood here decades ago, which unfortunately burned down in the Great Fire of Montinho in 2018. Together we removed the burned trees, cut off figs that had taken root into the old walls, and raised a lot of blackberry plants into the ground.
Our idea is to turn the village into a glamping space and to place the tents within the historical walls. This old distillery would make a perfect wash house. Behind the distillery is an old water channel that leads to a completely overgrown water basin. This basin seems to be the water inlet for the small mortar mill. Our neighbor Luis came by to see our progress. His family owned the land for centuries, so he knows so much about the old structures and overgrown places. He wants to tell us everything he knows and is always so helpful. Unfortunately, he only speaks Portuguese and we are still really bad at it. But to be honest, this time he came by because he couldn't bear listening to me cutting the brambles. I mostly went full speed, which is not the correct way. So he showed me some tips and tricks and took the opportunity to do some of the cutting himself.
Next to the old distillery on the upper terrace, there is a house made out of clay blocks. a traditional Portuguese way of building houses decades ago. Inside the walls, there were some invasive, highly flammable acacias, which we removed.
Sie sind alle schon mal abgesägt, weil da sehe ich an dem Stamm dick.
We also removed acacias next to the house to prevent their roots from damaging the masonry. Of course, there are always a few problems with machines, but my dad preserved patiently here. We stack the trees and will either make firewood from them for the winter or, as is it usual in Portugal, burn them in winter month with controlled small fires.
The clearing continued on the lower terrace. Unfortunately, there is also invasive large grass here, which he would like to remove with an excavator. A beautiful stone wall appeared under the brambles, dividing the garden into two areas. Luis told us that there were old cherry trees on the upper terrace that were burned in the big fire in 2018. On the lower terrace below the clay house there was a large area full of brambles. We didn't know what to expect underneath. Well, we never thought we would find a whole building under it.
Eine komplette Steinmauer. Und hier ist der Weg nach oben. Da. Den haben wir von oben schon mal gesehen. Ne?
The first thing we discovered was old stone walls and a massive stone staircase leading to the clay house and the upper terrace.
Mach weg. Papa, du bist echt witzig. Wirklich witzig. Ja, oder hol sie dir sonst raus, Papa, noch. Papa, willst du die rausholen?
Nein.
Ja doch, können wir auch machen. Ich kann dir gerade helfen.
My father loves grapes, so he had to snack on them intensively. We were curious to find out what was hiding under the blackberries. After some minutes, we discovered a kind of an entrance.
Wo ist denn die hier?
Liliana, die.
Ne, die gelbe, die scheiß Arthroseschere da.
Karin, schmeißen wir die.
Nee,
Schmeißen?
Ja, mach mal. Mach gut. Einfach schmeißen.
Und dann irgendwann mal zum Schluss.
Das verhakt sich an der Mauer.
Was ist das?
Achtung, Karin, nicht, dass dir auf den Kopf geht.
Ich finde noch Leichen. Versteckte. Du fällst jetzt gleich runter und dann?
Ja, und
Dann
dann,
stehen wir mit unter.
dann schmeißt, wenn er da runterfällt, dann schmeißen wir noch eine Flasche. Scheiße, natürlich die.
Wahnsinn, wie viele hier hängen, ne?
Muss ja aber sein. Guck mal, der lebt ja noch. Lebte. Aua. Ja, ich glaube, wir hatten den Wein mal hier.
There were actually 2 old stables under the brambles, and to our delight, even more grapes. My dad did the final work, and we unfortunately saw that one of the stable already collapsed some time ago.
Und dann vergisst man einfach Aufnahme.
Hallo, so ein Krümmelgefüge hier.
Ja, sie weiß.
Die ist auch in der Wand drin.
Let's see if we could unveil the village. Luis told us that his grandparents used to keep horses in the entrance area. To the right was the entrance to the main house. It is separated in 3 spaces which we want to use as glamping areas.
Let's continue along the corridor and pass the terraces on the right.
I love the path to the courtyard of the village. It reminds me of an alleyway from the Middle Ages and has so much charm, and there is something mystical about it.
Behind the distillery is a water basin, where laundry used to be washed on this washing stone.
It is still very overgrown and filled with soil. Maybe we can turn this into a natural pool.
Here is a view of the old Montinho distillery. It is 40 square meters in size and can also be rebuilt. And on to the clay house. This is 30 square meters in size and can be rebuilt, for example, as a beautiful apartment.
One of the stables looks very solid, but we don't know exactly what to do with it yet. It can at least be used for storage if we can't think of anything better. The lower terrace was probably once a garden. The soil here is totally nutrient rich and moist due to the stream that runs along here and still has water in the summer. Because of these great conditions, we would like to remove the bamboo to exploit the full potential of this terrace.
You commented that we need more machines, no problem. In the next video, a 24-ton excavator will come and turn the property upside down. Thanks for all your nice comments on the last video. We really appreciate it. See you next week. Bye. Thanks for watching.